Hello everyone, I'm Monsignor Jamie and welcome to a new episode of Breaking Bread, where we bring together life's most important ingredients: family, faith, friends, and of course food. Today we're in New York City and we're here at the legendary Patsy's restaurant. My friend Sal is going to cook up one of Frank Sinatra's most favorite dishes, veal Milanese. We have a special guest with us, Charlie Romo. He's even known as the little Frank Sinatra of today. So don't go away, we'll be right back. Welcome back to another episode of Breaking Bread. And today we're in New York City at the famous Patsy's restaurant right here on West 56th Street. And today we're gonna go in and have one of Frank Sinatra's most favorite dishes, veal Milanese. And I have young Frank Sinatra with me, Charlie Romo. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me, Monsignor.
You like this place?
This is my favorite restaurant in Manhattan. Patsy's, famous Italian, like you said, was Frank Sinatra's favorite. Is Sal in here?
He is. Let's go inside.
My name is Sal Scognamillo. I'm the third generation executive chef and owner of Patsy's Italian Restaurant. Monsignor Jamie, I look so forward to making my veal Milanese for you. I hope you like it.
Hey, Sal.
Welcome back.
How
How you doing? Good to see you.
It's good to be back here.
Thank you.
You remember Charlie Romo?
Oh, you,
the
Sal?
best,
Good to see you,
Charlie,
my man.
how are you?
I
Good.
brought him along because, you know, the young Frank Sinatra.
We got to do it, of course. And Bobby Darin, don't forget.
Okay.
Hey.
Good stuff.
And this is one of Frank Sinatra's favorite places.
He used to come up here.
Right.
There's a private room in the back, which we'll show
That's
you
named
later.
after him.
That's named after him. We did it for our 75th anniversary
Right.
a few years ago, and just such a wonderful history. And he really made us famous. You can't get a better PR person than Frank Sinatra.
What about your food? I think your food made you
We
famous,
try,
too.
we try. Thank God. No, but Southern Italian. And what's interesting is, you know, my grandparents were both from Naples, and we've stayed very consistent. I even buy from some of the same suppliers that my grandfather bought from, and the heart of the menu has always been the same.
Now, is this the original location, or were you a couple of doors down?
We were always located on West 56th Street, New York City.
Right.
For the first 10 years, it was right next door. There's a Japanese restaurant, and in 1954 moved to this building, and it's our only location, which is important.
Okay, now your father and
My grandfather.
Grandfather started it.
My grandfather was Pasquale. When he went through Ellis Island, they called him Patsy. He thought it was like the American
Oh, okay.
translation. That's where the name came from. Him and my grandmother Conchetta started the restaurant. He was the first chef. My dad, he only worked here for 75 years, so he's good, and God bless, he's still with us.
God bless.
And I took over as the chef in January of '85.
Wow, that's
Yeah, so
fantastic.
I'm only halfway there.
Now, there's someone else that came through Ellis Island, and I think they gave him the name Patsy as well. I think he opened up a pizzeria.
Yeah, you're right. Could be. Nothing to do with us, though. That's
Okay.
for sure.
No,
It's
Now,
possible.
you're the,
No
you're the
pizza.
Italian restaurant.
That's us, Patsy's Italian Restaurant, and it's the Scognamillo family.
Right.
And we have 4 generations now. My wife is here, and our son has joined full-time
wonderful.
as well.
I met your wife Lisa downstairs, and
Thank you.
I know
She's-
when I was here for the party, one of Frank Sinatra's parties you had
Yes,
here.
of
and
course.
That was great. Now, his favorite dish.
Well, he liked a lot of different things, but if there was one thing you had to pinpoint, it was the veal Milanese. He was a simple guy. Scallopini, veal, very thin, flour, egg, seasoned breadcrumb. Now, I'm going to put some garlic in it today when I show you, although he wouldn't like it that way. But
Okay.
just the flavor of the garlic.
No white wine or lemon. That's a little
Well,
different.
lemon is on the side.
Okay.
But white wine, if you cook a scallopini, could do. But we just fry it in the pan.
I think Frank Sinatra used to have a drink or two, right?
Oh yeah, once
What
in a
was
while.
your favorite drink?
He made Patsy's Italian Restaurant famous. He made Jack Daniels famous. They
Jack
were a small
Daniels.
company, and of course it went through the roof. And I'm sure you know that
Sure.
he was buried with some Jack Daniels and stuff. And we were the first restaurant in New York City so proudly to serve the Frank Sinatra Jack Daniels, the one they did the special version for.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
We had a big party here. It was a lot of fun. It was a very big honor that they chose us.
Now, he came from Hoboken.
He did.
Right across the river.
Yeah, close by.
Yes.
But my grandfather met him, believe it or not, 2 years before he opened Patsy's. My grandfather had a restaurant called the Sorrento with a partner, and one of the customers that he had was Tommy Dorsey. And Tommy Dorsey says to Patsy, he said, I got this skinny kid from Hoboken, we need to fatten him up. And that's how we met Frank Sinatra in 1942.
Wow, and he's a legend. And hopefully he made this place a legend too by coming here.
If you look at all the photos on the wall of all the different famous people, and we got to get yours. I don't know, you won't give it to me. Charlie, you can talk to someone. Come on.
We can
come
make
on.
it happen.
I'm a little shy. I don't like my
I don't
pictures
think
all
you're
over the
shy.
place.
I didn't hear that about you. All the photos on the wall, directly or indirectly, because he
Right.
told them about it, or they heard about it, and now some of the younger singers,
Right.
like a Michael Bublé. And when I got to know him, he said, I said, how come you started coming? He said, well, good enough for Frank, good enough for me. And another one that would surprise you is P. Diddy.
Really?
Loves, yeah. If you ever see the Ciroc vodka commercials back in the day, There's the Sinatra-esque music playing. He's got the hat on, so.
Well, speaking of Sinatra, you know, Charlie, have you ever heard him sing?
He's unbelievable.
He was just, you were at the Columbus Citizens Foundation.
Columbus Citizens Foundation, Friars Club this past
Friars
week.
Club, yes.
And even during the pandemic, Sal, I was at your
yes.
pop-up restaurant, Patsy's in Asbury Park.
We did a pop-up restaurant
okay.
during the pandemic. As Charlie mentioned, you know, New York City was very tightly closed down. So we had to think outside the box, and my wife gave full credit. We opened a temporary pop-up restaurant for 13 weekends in Asbury Park, New Jersey. It was Thursday through Sunday from February 2021 till May, and then we came back here in June 2021.
Well, that's great. That's
It's
fantastic.
Well, it was very busy. You know what? You know what, Monsignor, was very important about that? Psychologically, it was great to see people in the dining room.
Oh yeah, I know. That was a terrible time. I know.
was
Pandemic. Tough. People need to be with each other.
I think
you know,
so.
and after the first week, you know, too, everyone, oh, we're home, no one's working. You know, it's great. But after that, you
novelty
know,
wore off
and you
very
know,
quickly,
we
yes.
take that for granted. We took being with people for granted, and I think, thank God, we're back, and we realize how important life is.
It's so important.
You know, and
No
think
man,
of all
no
the
man
people
is
we
an
lost
island.
too. I mean,
that's the saddest
we take
part.
each other for granted, and that's why, you know, Breaking Bread is all about bringing people together around the table, and that's what our show is all about: family, faith, friends, and of course food.
You know, it's so funny. I always say Patsy's Italian Restaurant is famous for food, family, and Frank Sinatra.
Oh wow, I have one up on you.
You got one. If it was a poker game, you won.
Oh, that's great. In a minute, we'll go in the kitchen. You'll prepare one of Frank Sinatra's favorite dishes.
That'll be my pleasure.
Okay, great.
Great, thank you.
Don't go away. We'll be back, and Sal will prepare veal Milanese, and maybe even Charlie will sing a tune from Frank Sinatra. You never know.
Sounds good.
Don't go away. We'll be right back. Welcome back to another episode of Breaking Bread. We're here in the legendary Patsy's Restaurant in the kitchen with Sal, our chef and
So
owner,
happy to be
and
here.
Charlie Romo.
Simple dish, Italian-American classic, veal Milanese. And I also made some chicken. You could do it with flounder, with codfish,
Right.
pork scallopini.
So Milanese is the
the
seasoning. Right, okay.
So it's very simple. It's a flour, egg, and we do a seasoned breadcrumb. So you guys are going to help me season this breadcrumb. Just put a little bit of garlic. Now, Frank Sinatra wouldn't have the garlic, but we're going to eat
Oh,
it,
we're gonna
okay?
eat garlic.
He would like just the flavor of it.
About a teaspoon?
About a teaspoon of garlic. That's about a pound of breadcrumbs, plain
Okay.
breadcrumbs.
Grated
a
cheese?
little grated cheese.
What kind of cheese you
This
use?
is Parmesan Reggiano.
Oh, okay.
Put like 2 or 3 of those in there.
All right. Oh,
And then
four. I like
four is
four.
even better.
You like
And just
cheese?
a little bit. Charlie, you help us out with salt and pepper. Now, not a lot of
This
salt
is
and
salt.
pepper.
I know you don't
Just
cook.
in
I
that
know you
already.
sing.
I usually leave the
Look,
cooking
half of that.
to the professionals.
Half of that. Yeah, that's perfect.
All right, let's do it.
All
Yeah,
right.
because you know the bread already has some seasoning.
Right, right,
so,
and it's
this is
salty.
breadcrumbs.
And the cheese is salty,
And
too.
oregano.
Oregano?
And a little bit of pepper.
See, he
Just
knew-
a touch of oregano, right? You know what oregano is,
He
yes?
knew the difference between the pepper and the oregano.
Yes,
huh?
he's getting
Little
better. He's
pepper?
learning.
I'm
The
learning.
kid's learning, right? Remember, a little pepper. And
How
then
much?
I put like about that much, about a half.
A little more. I like pepper.
He
I like
likes pepper,
I
so
like
put
pepper.
more.
You like
Now, if you
I
like
like it all.
spicy, you put the crushed red pepper.
Right, yeah, of
in here,
course.
too. And of course, we put some olive oil in there. Just
Okay.
plain olive oil.
That's
Just
a-
enough to wet it up
Just
a little
about,
bit.
you know.
Good stuff.
And that was probably
Let me
about.
mix it. I'll
You
mix
can
it.
mix
Yeah,
it for
I
me.
wanna-
That was probably about a third of a cup.
okay.
And that's a pound of breadcrumbs. And it's just enough
Okay.
to moisten it. And you see how it all comes together as
right.
you mix it.
Yes.
You don't want it too wet, otherwise
Right.
it won't adhere to the cutlets.
Right.
Smells good.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
good stuff. I'm telling you, simple but good. And that's what Patsy's Italian Restaurant is about. This is the food you would cook in your home. Grandma and Grandpa always said that this kitchen was just a bigger kitchen than what they had when they grew up.
Exactly.
And these are their family that's out there. So
And
that's
it's not
what
so
we're
big.
doing. And this is a small one. This is a small one, which is
Okay,
true,
so what are we
right?
doing now?
So now we've got the veal cutlets. This is a veal scallopini.
Right.
We use the plume de veau, very thin, pounded paper thin.
Right.
And then we put just a little regular
Flour.
breadcrumb. Flours, I'm sorry. And a lot of people say they season the flour, but I got the seasoning in here, so you
Right.
don't have to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want in any egg wash,
Egg wash, okay.
and
You let all the egg drip out, right?
let it drip out
Okay,
like
Charlie,
it did.
get your
Listen,
hands in there.
Charlie, come on, do what you got to do.
All right.
All right.
Let's do it.
Like this here. And just put it with the back of your hand so it adheres to it.
Yeah,
Push
that's
it in.
All
Don't
right.
be
You're not
afraid.
making a hamburger there, Charlie.
Yeah.
I mean, go easy on it.
How are we?
Put it
That's
right down
perfect.
here.
Perfect.
Put it with the other ones we have.
Okay,
And one
great.
more.
One more.
And hit us up. And
You
and
took
this
my
is-
job around. I did
I'm
the egg. All right,
sorry,
all
I
right.
missed it. I missed it there.
That's
but
okay.
what's
Now
good
the
about
flour
this-
coats, I always say it creates like a wall between the grease and the oil and
Exactly.
the cutlet. That's why people put flour, egg, and then breadcrumbs.
It tenderizes
Right.
too as well. A
Yeah,
lot of times
that's
in
great.
the southern cooking, you do it the other way around.
Okay.
But now we got our olive oil heating up here.
Okay.
And we're going to put these in there, and we're going to just fry them up.
Okay.
So you want
Yeah.
it one at a time?
We're going
or
to use
is
our
it-
fingers?
Why not?
Okay.
Listen. Okay, so here we go in there. This is
Now, is that olive oil in there?
That's regular olive oil.
Okay.
That's a piece of chicken. And this is the veal we just made.
Oh, okay.
And, you know, obviously, you know, it's don't overcrowd the pan because then instead of frying, they'll just boil. So
Okay.
make sure your temperature, we're frying at about 350 degrees.
Okay, so you put a chicken cutlet in there that
Chicken cutlet we put in there, and I put
Breaded?
a little parsley on that one.
Okay.
A little bit. And again, that's your own preference. You want to put some basil, some
Right.
parsley, you can do as
Now,
well.
how high of a flame do you cook this?
I got this full flame just to get it hot.
Right.
And the average frying temperature would be about 350 degrees.
Right, okay.
And it's about 2 minutes on each side till nice and brown. And if you overcrowd the pan, again, it would just makes the oil cooler and it's not going to fry the right way. You want to get it frying.
Now, some people, they double dip. They
With-
do 2 coatings. You
They
do that here?
You can, of
Right.
course you can, but then of course it would take away the way Sinatra liked it was that thin,
Yeah, right.
thin cutlet.
And
So it
still
would
a
make
lot
it-
of bread, you know, but double dip basically.
Double dip, you make it go
Let's
much,
not tell Charlie. You do it twice, so
Right,
it's a
right.
double coating.
and you make it go further, right?
Right,
You
right.
stretch it. My grandparents had a saying in Italian: you stretch the soup.
Of course.
A few more
well,
people came over, you had a couple of more things of water
course.
inside, and you're good.
There's always enough food.
I'm a single coating guy.
Oh, you're simple with that, right?
Well, look at the size of him compared to
Yeah,
us.
he's too skinny, man. Come on. That's it.
Showing off
You
my
know,
figure.
you know what I say? Don't trust a thin chef, right? You know, remember that. So,
Hey, watch it here. You know.
well, only Monsignor. Anyone else, we can't talk
That
about
smells
it.
good.
So,
Smells delicious.
The
comes
cheese.
nice,
How
yeah.
does Frank Sinatra not like garlic?
you know, he liked garlic. Don't get me
Right.
wrong, but it would repeat on him. So for him, with this recipe, what I would do
Right.
is I'd saute some whole cloves of garlic in the olive oil, and I'd use that oil, so it was just a flavor, so he wouldn't actually eat the garlic. In terms of pasta, he liked the tomato basil sauce. Now we have 2 mother sauces at Patsy's restaurant. There's marinara with garlic
Right.
and tomato basil with onions.
With onions,
And
okay.
so many people say, oh, Italian food, you gotta have garlic and everything.
Right.
That's not the way my grandfather taught me.
Right.
Some people like it, and it's all, again, it comes down to preference.
Now, did
So-
you learn a lot of recipes from your grandfather?
I did. You know, I was very fortunate that my grandfather, he didn't pass until 86, so he saw me be the chef in 85.
Ah.
And the last time Grandpa was here, and you're gonna love this story, is that he came here, and it was in the afternoon. We usually eat in the afternoon. The family gathers together.
Well, that's how they do it in Italy. The big meals during the day, they take a couple of hours, family gets together, they break bread,
Have a
and they
little
go
nap.
back, and at night, you have a little,
Little snack.
A little snack.
Which
and
for us is still a big meal.
I know, but it's healthier.
So he would come. He came here the last time was in '85, and he came in and I greeted him at the door. I said, "Pop, welcome back." He didn't say hello to me. He walked past me, walked in the kitchen, went downstairs in the refrigerator, came back up. I said, "Pop, where'd you go?" He said, "I want to make sure you're buying the same veal I told you to buy." So you know, never forgot. We say in Italian, "Un vecchio guarda," the old guard. Keep in
The old
mind
guard,
everything.
okay.
You know. So
Does your wife cook?
she does, but mostly baking. Her mother is an excellent cook from Sicily, her mother, but she always says, "Sal, I don't want to cook because I'll show you up," you know.
How's that coming?
Almost there, yeah, just a little bit more. You can
Now, the
see it's
chicken
fried.
would cook, take a little bit longer than
It's
the
a
veal.
little bit thicker, so
Right.
it takes a little bit longer. Really about the thickness.
Right.
And again, like a beautiful piece of pork scallopini.
Right.
A fish, I love fish Milanese, like, you
Right.
know, codfish or flounder thick, you know, nice piece
You know,
of fish.
scallopini, you know, a lot of people think of veal scallopini. Scallopini is the way it's prepared.
It's cut.
It's thin cut, right? And then it's breaded and fried. But, you know, a lot of people think scallopini is only veal, but it could be anything. It's
Everything.
Fish scallopini.
And the way we started off the veal now, instead of making it Milanese breaded, we just flour it, and then you want to saute, you can make a masala,
Right, right.
piccata, any style
Yeah,
you want.
sure.
So it's a simple way of cooking.
My favorite is veal and a little white wine.
White wine,
Yeah,
lemon,
a little butter,
How
yeah.
about capers? Maybe capers? No,
Yeah.
a little bit.
I don't like capers.
No capers for you?
I only make what I like.
Okay, so
Yeah.
here we are. I got some nice couple of pieces of veal, a nice piece of
Wow.
chicken, and there you go.
Wow, that looks good. Smells good too, right?
Delicious. Simple and delicious.
Well, I'm going to tell you a little something. Frank Sinatra, he was born in Hoboken, and when he died, they put the title of one of his songs on his tombstone. And many people think it's My Way, but it's not. The best is yet to come, believe it or not.
Yes.
So don't go away. We're going to sit down in the restaurant, have a little veal Milanese and a little chicken Milanese. We'll talk a little bit more about this wonderful restaurant, and we're going to taste this food. Don't go away. The best is yet to come. Welcome back to Breaking Bread. And I told you that the best is yet to come. Here we are in Patsy's restaurant in the Frank Sinatra room, eating wonderful pasta, veal Milanese. Charlie Romo is going to sing us a song or a line. And
so
with the
happy.
owner Sal, what can get better than
It's
this?
all
Nothing.
good. Well, you know, we got the
Nothing.
wine, which is better, but you know,
Okay.
also I want to let you know we brought some pasta because you have to have pasta on the Italian table.
Let's eat
And
it.
of course, we got the sauce.
Me too.
We got the marinara and with the tomato
So you
basil
sell
is
the
on
sauce,
there.
right?
We
Okay.
sell that on our website and gourmet stores all over. And
Wonderful.
when I did my first cookbook, Frank Sinatra's daughter wrote the foreword. So it's all
Really?
good stuff.
Oh, wonderful.
We have 2 cookbooks out.
Oh,
and it's
that's
a
great.
Great memory.
Well, that's great. I have a cookbook coming out soon.
Good luck.
Wow.
Oh my God, I can't wait
There
to
you go.
see it.
And Lydia's doing the foreword also.
Very nice
Wow.
woman. Excellent
Let's say
stuff.
some pasta here.
Wow. You know, something's missing here. You know what's missing?
The veal.
And I've got some special guests to bring it out. Come on.
that?
My son Joe and my
Oh.
wife Lisa.
Look at that.
Third and
Hey,
fourth
good
generation.
to see you.
It's nice
Thank
to
you.
meet you.
Long time no see. How are you?
How are you?
Pleasure.
Lisa,
Thanks for having
how are
us.
you?
So nice to
Thank
see
you.
you.
Thank you
I
for
love
being
having you
here.
here.
Thank you
Bye,
very much.
everyone.
Now, you know,
Are you going to eat with us?
I'm sorry, duty calls me.
we
I
run a
gotta get
tight
back
ship.
to
Oh.
You gotta go back to work.
Is the restaurant full?
It's gonna be. Someone's got to do it, right? It's gonna be full, right?
Thank you. Thank
Well,
you.
Thank
keep
you.
everybody
Thank you.
so much.
Thank you.
We got a little
Wow.
veal for you there.
All right.
Yeah, we got some
pasta.
Thank
veal,
you so
some
much.
pasta.
My God,
There
what
we go.
service you got here.
Good, we got a good server, that's for sure.
Oh, this
kidding
looks
me?
good.
Put some cheese,
A little
Excited.
fromage.
pepper. Sal, give me a dish.
I'm
please.
coming over. I'm coming over, buddy.
Okay.
All right.
Now this sauce, I'm looking at that jar there and I see a picture there.
That's my grandparents.
Wow, look
My
at that.
grandfather, Patsy, and my grandmother, Conchetta, and we always remember.
Wow.
It's all in their memory, and it's his and her
Yes.
recipes.
It's beautiful.
Grandma and Grandpa.
Oh,
that's
that's nice.
wonderful that you remember them like
I'm
that.
very blessed. I'm very blessed to have a great family, and thank God we're healthy, which is good. And of course, you know, the best part of all of this is to eat.
Yes.
So we
yes.
have some of that. We got some vino here.
Have a little cheese and.
little
Absolutely.
Parmesan, pass around.
Let's do it.
Now, Charlie, tell me, how did you get into singing and how did you get interested in Frank Sinatra music?
All right. So, obviously, being born into an Italian-American family, here's the cheese for you.
Thank you.
That had a little something to do with it, no doubt, right?
Okay.
Listening to the music of Frank Sinatra,
buddy.
Louis Prima, Victor Moan, Dean Martin, all the guys in the Rat Pack. It's a part of my DNA and my upbringing. It was always playing during Sunday dinner. Yeah, there you go. Beautiful.
Thank you.
I like
And
it a little spicy.
you know, I just since from a young kid, the music really touched me, and I took such a liking and interest in the era and the great interpreters of the American songbook, people like Sinatra, and I took it and ran with it. And luckily, I developed a voice to be able to sing and interpret that music myself. And as a young guy, I really do consider it a mission to carry the torch of Sinatra's music and the music of that timeless era to the next generation. So it's really important to me.
It's really wonderful.
And I
great.
appreciate both of you guys supporting me,
And
having
you
me
have
at
some
your
great
events.
voice, let me
Wonderful.
tell you.
Thank you. I appreciate it,
You know,
guys.
it's so nice that music and food really make people happy.
They do.
And these two things are wonderful. And of course, our
And you
faith.
share it with family and friends.
and our faith and our faith together as
Yes,
well.
exactly.
Absolutely.
I'll give you
Cheers.
that. Cheers.
Salud.
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 As Frank Sinatra said, may you live to be 100 years old, and the last voice you hear will be mine.
Amen to that. Amen to that.
So let's try this food
Let's
here.
do it.
I'll try the pasta first. That sauce is delicious.
It is.
Thank you.
Now this is
Very
the
nice.
marinara sauce?
The one on there is the tomato basil,
Oh, okay.
and that's with onions, and the marinara has the garlic. Those are the two mother sauces.
I
Delicious.
tasted the onion in there.
You can taste, right?
I'm gonna try the veal. Try the veal. It's great.
Let's
There we
see.
go.
Best in the city.
Now, how often did Frank Sinatra eat this? Every time he came in, or did he vary?
If he didn't say anything, this would be the meal I would prepare for him. If he wanted something different, he said, Sal, don't make that. I'm going to have this tonight.
Right.
It's delicious, by the way. It's,
Thank you.
It's really unbelievable.
Simple and good, right?
It
Is
is.
true that he used to come up the back staircase?
Yes, he has separate entrance, and he'd go right into this room, and he would go undetected.
Right.
He loved his fans, but you know, when he was here, he wanted to relax.
Sure.
And one of the things he really appreciated about the whole Scognamillo family was that we gave him his privacy.
Right.
There would be times the press would call and say, is he there? And my father say, who? You know?
And he
Now-
didn't often come alone, right, Sal?
No, he was always with a big group, and he had his friends. He brought the whole Rat Pack here.
Oh, really?
Another time he threw a big party for James Cagney's 75th birthday. He took
Right.
over the whole room. It was a lot of
Wow.
fun. A
Wow.
lot of fun. And he would bring a lot of his friends, either acting friends or music friends. Really good stuff. And it was so nice because then they would come back, and they would come back with their families. When we dedicated this, the Frank Sinatra room, For our 75th anniversary a few years ago, Dean Martin's daughter was one of the people that dedicated the sign.
Dina.
Wow.
She's great.
And Tony Danza, who
Wow.
of course
Yeah, sure.
follows
Oh,
in
yeah.
the footsteps of Frank Sinatra.
Sure. It's funny you mentioned James Cagney. When I worked at the Carlisle Hotel, James Cagney used to come in there all the time.
Oh,
He
my
was-
God.
He was old at the time, but it was great to
Isn't
to
that
meet him and
something?
that and stuff.
Such
But they
wonderful
always want their
memories.
privacy, you know. And
You have to respect that. I mean, this is a time when they're with their friends, their family. They want to relax and enjoy themselves. He loved to come here. He loved to kid around, you know, and he knew that he was safe here.
Charlie, someday you'll experience that when
Absolutely.
you have to keep people away from
I
you.
know.
You're not at
We're
that
working
point
on
yet.
it. We're working on it.
No more photos. No more
Charlie,
photos.
Absolutely. Just keep the door open.
Why don't you
for me.
bust out a song?
What do you wanna hear?
line.
Let's see.
Something, whatever you like.
Right now, we're filming this on a nice summer night. How about the summer wind?
That's
The summer wind came blowing in from across the sea. Hey, it lingered there to touch your hair and walk with me.
Not
Beautiful,
bad.
beautiful.
Not bad, right? Any
I
more
love
than
it.
that, you might have to
Yeah.
bring out
How
another
about-
entree.
Don't worry about it. But Charlie, you know, you'll be singing at a lot of venues for the church. For
Thank you.
The Diocese of Brooklyn, Futures in Education. You've been performing for us. You're always there at Christmas time and all of our
Absolutely.
benefits. And I'll call him up. Charlie, I need you to sing a song. I need you to sing. And he's always there. He's always
No,
willing to help
it's
out.
good
Happy to
stuff.
do it.
Thank
Thank
you.
you
And
always
stuff.
for having me.
And when you really become like Frank Sinatra, don't forget us.
Never, never. No, this is Patsy's is home, the diocese is home. So happy to be sitting at a table with the both of you.
We
Thank you
feel
for
that way.
supporting my music. Thank you for looking at me as somebody who is capable of taking, you know, Sinatra's legacy and
It's
carrying it
wonderful.
on, doing the same thing that you do. Thank you guys.
It's
I appreciate
great,
it.
especially the young generation should know about that.
100%.
Yes, that's great.
So that's the mission.
I tell you, Sal, this was a great day. I mean,
I had a wonderful time.
It
I'm
was
so
great
happy.
being here, seeing one of Frank Sinatra's favorite meals, listening to Charlie sing, talking about the old times, and there's not too many restaurants like this.
We're very
It
blessed.
kind of brings back the past.
Lovely
know,
memories
it's great.
and family that keeps us together. It's the family that we surround ourselves with at the table and in song and in prayer.
Right. That's great. That's wonderful. And I wish you and your family many more years.
Thank you.
You know, another 75 years
Thank
plus
you.
years. Your son and your grandchildren will take it over. And
As
the
long as they
tradition-
want to do it, I'm happy.
The tradition will continue.
Thank you. Thank you, Monsignor.
I want to thank you all for tuning in today here at Patsy's Restaurant. And you know, as today we remembered in a very special way Frank Sinatra, and we talked about his singing, we talked about what he liked to eat. And we felt that he was here with us. And I think that's so true with breaking bread together with your family. You know, whenever we eat a recipe from grandma, or we talk about daddy or someone that has passed on, they become present with us. They're here with us. We're connected with them. And that's what, you know, breaking bread is all about. You know, bringing together family, friends, faith, and of course, food. And that's what this show is all about. So the next time you sit down with a meal with your family, remember a loved one, and they'll be right there with you. See you next time on Breaking Bread.